Hello, lovely people. I'm Emily, and this is my story. I know you have heard a lot about awful mothers-in-law. However, my story is a little different. My story is going to give you hope that good mothers-in-law do exist in the world. While I was not so lucky to have a good husband, I did get an awesome mother-in-law. It was 3 years ago that I married my husband. He was my colleague in the office I was working at. Carl, my husband, has a pretty charismatic personality. Naturally, people are drawn to his charm and like him immediately. I was one of those unfortunate people who fell for his charms. Back then, I was naive and was easily influenced by his sweet talking. I was fresh out of a bad relationship, and being with Carl made me happy. He was a great guy and had a good reputation in his office. Sure, he was a little flirty, but it wasn't overwhelming at all. People around him always described him as a good guy. When we went on our first date, I knew he was a good guy. He said, "I'm a very family-oriented person, Emily. I know you have the same values as me. You see, my disabled mother lives with me. My dad left her after she became disabled. However, I am a good son and promise to take care of her. Family is very important to me." "I'm glad you said that, Carl. I love that you take care of your mother. It must be hard taking care of the entire household and balancing your work life." "Oh, it's very difficult, but there is no other way. I do hire a caretaker for my mom. It's quite expensive, but I want the best for her. Anything to make her life a little easier." His thoughtfulness and immense love for his mother won me over in no time. I was my mom's caregiver before she passed away from cancer. So I knew exactly how taxing it might be to be responsible for another person. It just made me respect him a little more. I didn't know that he had malicious intent behind taking care of his mom. Anyway, we dated pretty steadily for 2 years. I did have a higher income than him, but I didn't mind. He didn't feel emasculated because his partner was earning more money. Again, all these just cemented my belief that he was the perfect boyfriend. During the 2 years we dated, I did meet his parents. His parents got divorced after his mother, Kate, became disabled from an accident. His father, Ted, didn't want to be stuck taking care of a disabled person. Kate had mobility issues and required a wheelchair at all times. She did get disability from the government, but it didn't help. Carl had told me everything. I felt bad for Kate and disliked Ted ever since I found out everything he had done. However, Carl was close to Ted, so I had to tolerate him anyway. Carl proposed to me shortly after I met his parents. I said yes because I thought he would be a good husband. Plus, I was in love and wanted to have a family with him. After proposing to me, he said, "Emily, you know my mom lives with me. I do pay for a lot of her expenses. The caregiver and regular treatment she gets actually takes up a lot of my salary. I earn less than you, so I have little savings in my name. If you do marry me, you have to accept my financial state and my mother's responsibility." "That's okay, Carl. I know what it feels like to have someone dependent on you. Kate is such a nice person, and I love her. I will have no problem living with her. She's like a mother to me." "I can understand why you like her, but living with her requires me to spend a lot of money. Are you okay with that?" "Yes, Carl, I'm okay with that. I don't need any of your money. In fact, I'm thinking about helping you out in taking care of your mom. It will ease the burden on you." "Really? You do that?" "You don't have to, but I would really appreciate it if you helped a little." "Of course I would help. As I said, she's almost like my own mother. It feels good to have a parent back after so many years." Carl kept thanking me for understanding his situation. I really meant it when I said I would take care of Kate. I would be happy to do it for him and Kate. Our wedding happened just 1 year later. I did the majority of the planning because he was busy working on a promotion. I didn't mind because I wanted him to achieve his dreams. I even paid for the majority of the wedding because I knew he had little in savings. After the wedding, Carl became an attentive and loving husband. I could see that he really cared for his mother. Kate was also extremely loving towards me. She was always pretty excited to see me and spend time with me. I saw that she doesn't have much of a connection with Carl. I found it strange, but thought nothing of it. About 3 months after the wedding, Carl sat me down to talk about Kate. He said, "Emily, I was thinking about taking Mom to a new doctor. He's the best in the city and can help Mom better, but the treatment is going to be expensive. Can you help me out with some money?" "Sure, Carl. Just tell me what you need. You can send the bills to me directly and I can make the payment." "Why don't you just transfer me the amount? It will be easier for me to complete the payments. I don't like to keep pending bills. Besides, I think I will be short on this month's money for the caregiver." "Okay, Carl, just tell me the amount and I'll send it to you. If it really helps Kate, I don't have any problem paying for the treatment." Carl again thanked me a lot and promised to pay it back. I told him that there was no need for that. I simply wanted Kate to get better. Ted was the only one who complained about everything. He hated that we spent a lot of money on Kate. Ted always said, "Why do you two waste money on that woman? She's a useless person and doesn't need so much pampering. Kate will never get better, so why waste the money?" "Dad, this new treatment is going to help. I just know it. Besides, Emily helps out a lot, so money is not that tight anymore." "Yes, Ted, we want to take care of her. Not everyone looks for something in return when they help out a loved one." Ted just made a face and looked away. Carl also looked a little uncomfortable and changed the conversation. I thought his behavior was odd, but didn't comment on it. Also, I was a little skeptical about sending money directly to his account. I did trust him, but it just didn't make sense to me. After I started to contribute to Kate's expenses, Carl started to change. He became a little demanding with money requests and pulled all sorts of excuses. He appeared to be short of money every month. Slowly, he was almost taking away $1,000 from my paycheck every month. The amount was absurd, but I knew that the treatment was expensive. However, Kate wasn't showing any signs of getting better. Carl was also paying less attention to me. He came home late from work and always went straight to sleep. Helping with housework was out of the question. When I asked him about his behavior, he said, "I'm working hard for a promotion, Emily. You see how long I stay in the office? I need a break. You don't have anything to do in the house, so might as well do the chores. You come back home earlier than me anyway." "But I have to take care of Kate now. You refuse to hire a caregiver in the evening. I am the one who looks after your mom now. I'm struggling with all the work, Carl. You need to do better." "You knew what you were getting into. I remember telling you everything. You agreed to help out with Mom. There is no reason why you are complaining now." "I can take care of your mom, Carl, but I can't be the only one who does everything. She is your mom. You need to step up too." "I have been taking care of her for so long. I need a break. Since you like her so much, you can deal with her. Now leave me alone." With that, he stormed off to his game room. I was stunned by what he said. It was like he was a completely different person. That night, I cried a lot after he went to sleep. I was feeling overwhelmed, and he wasn't helping at all. I blamed his work for making him this way. The new project was taxing, and I knew that he was working with a lot of new hires. One of these new hires was Cherry. She's equally popular in our office as Carl. They seemed to have hit it off immediately. I was slightly uncomfortable with their closeness, but I trusted my husband. I knew it was normal for him to be a little flirty, but I always thought he wasn't going to cheat. I was so wrong when I found out the truth. One day, when I was back from work, Carl sat me down and told me that he had planned a vacation. I was thrilled until he told me more. "Emily, I planned this vacation with a lot of effort. I have been preparing everything for days, but we are not going on this trip together. I'm actually taking my friends with me. It will be a small get-together with my bros. We're not taking our spouses." "Wait, what? It's been 2 years since we went somewhere or even had a picnic. You were planning a vacation and not even taking me with you? How is this fair? Where are you even getting that money?" "Calm down, Emily. It's been a while since I have been out with the boys. Besides, it's not your concern where the money comes from." "Carl, Emily has been looking forward to the trip. You haven't been anywhere since your honeymoon. Can't you reconsider a little? Don't butt into our conversation, Mom. With your treatment, I have hardly any money to go anywhere. But I do give you my disability benefits, plus I gave you my inheritance money. You have been giving Carl your disability grants? I didn't know about this. Shut up, Emily. You don't have to know everything. This is between me and Mom. I was so angry that I couldn't think straight. First, he tells me he's leaving me home and going on a vacation with his friends. Then, I come to know that he's taking money from Kate. My head is spinning. However, I didn't know what to say. I was already pretty pissed at how he was treating me at home. Just before he left for the trip, he gave me even worse news. He said, Mom's caregiver won't be coming again. I've let her go. She was charging too much. I can't pay for that anymore. From now on, you will be taking care of her. In the morning, she can manage on her own. You just decided that without consulting me? Why do you think I will do as you say? Kate cannot be alone in the morning. This is ridiculous. I'm already paying so much money. Now you want me to take care of Kate completely? I'm not qualified to do so. Look, I don't care how you manage. You already said she's like your mother. I'm tired of her now. You can have her. She's just draining me financially. Mom is pretty useless anyway. Don't talk about her that way. She's your mom. Why are you acting so weird? You don't even spend time with me anymore. I don't understand this. You have changed, Carl. Carl wouldn't talk to me anymore. He just left the house and didn't return till late at night. I stayed up for him and waited. However, he just got home and went straight to bed. Kate heard our entire conversation and was pretty hurt. She also apologized for being a burden on me. I told her that she's not a burden. After a couple of days, everything was back to normal at home. Taking care of Kate was hard, but I was managing. I even shifted to work from home to help Kate out. However, things between me and Carl were still tense. The day before his trip, I had to go to the office to submit a file in person. I met Cherry on the way. She smirked at me and said, Hey, Emily, I heard you're back at home taking care of your mother-in-law. What a shame. The weather's great and it will be a nice trip to the beach. Good thing my weekends involve more than babysitting a disabled lady. What do you mean, Cherry? And don't talk about Kate that way. Well, whatever. See you around, Emily. Carl and I are pretty busy these days. You don't need to wait for him. I'll tell you said hi. Bye. I didn't like the way Cherry spoke to me. My senses were immediately on alert. Her words also caught in my head. I knew something was going on between them. I went home without seeing Carl. I didn't feel like seeing his face. When he came home that night, he seemed excessively giddy. The vacation was really making him very happy. Cherry's words kept playing in my head, so I decided to snoop a little. What I found on his phone stunned me. He and Cherry were the ones going for the seaside vacation. There was no plan with his guy friends. It was a getaway with his mistress. I scrolled through the messages and found that he had been cheating on me with Cherry for 6 months. He even sent her money and bought her gifts with the money I was giving him. I was crushed. I didn't want to believe it. I quickly shut the phone so that Carl wouldn't find out. After Carl left the next day, I let my emotions get the best of me. I cried the entire day and kept thinking about my life. I made the mistake of marrying a cheater. All this time, I was hoping Carl would go back to his loving self. He was just turning out to be even worse. He was off on a romantic vacation with his mistress while I looked after his mother. Kate found me upset and crying in my bedroom. She sat me down and told me to talk to her. I said, Carl is cheating on me, Kate. He left to have a vacation with his mistress. I found out yesterday. I don't know what to do. I didn't stop him because it was useless. He had already been with her. I don't want to see his face again. Oh, my God, Emily, I'm so sorry. I can't believe he did this. This is not how I raised my son. Day by day, he's turning into his father. You need to do something, Emily. What will I do, Kate? You know I've been giving him money for your treatment. Turns out he was spending that on his mistress. I feel humiliated. You were sending him money? Why would you do that, Emily? I didn't start any new treatment. In fact, he didn't take me to a doctor for an entire year. When we go out, he simply drives around and goes to a restaurant. He eats out with his friends and leaves me in the car. What? So he hasn't been helping you at all? No, Emily, he just wants to take my money and spend it on himself. I didn't know he was also taking your money. I'm so sorry, Emily. You have had to sacrifice a lot because of me. You need to divorce Carl. He's leeching off of you. Don't let him disrespect you like me. Don't say that, Kate. I like taking care of you. I love you like my own mom. After meeting you, I felt like I had my mom back. As for Carl, don't worry. I have a plan. I will wreck his life. I assured Kate that I was fine. I wasn't going to let Carl take advantage of him. I am also going to make Cherry pay for messing with my marriage. I had already taken screenshots of the proof of cheating from Carl's mobile. This trip will be the last vacation he takes in a while. The first thing I did the next day was to contact a divorce lawyer. I met with a good lawyer and gave him all the proof I had. I was also going to sue Cherry for alienation of affection. With the evidence I had, my lawyer was confident that I would win. He advised me against talking to human resources before the divorce. If Carl loses his job, he may demand alimony. My lawyer drew the divorce papers before Carl came back. When Carl returned from his vacation, I was ready and waiting for him. Kate was also present. He looked like a deer caught in headlights. I calmly sat him down and said, I know you've been cheating on me, Carl. I have all the proof. I have drafted divorce papers to make things easier for you. I'm leaving you, Carl. You can go stay with your side piece. What? No, you have zero proof of my cheating. There is no way I'm signing those papers. I have screenshots from your mobile, Carl. You cannot deny it. Plus, I have proof you were sending her money from our joint account. You think I was dumb enough not to check that? Emily, listen to me. You cannot leave. Let's talk. You need to think about it. Mom, she needs you more than me anyway. Who will take care of her if you leave? I can't afford to do it. I know what you have been doing with my money, Carl. I also know that Kate has been giving you her disability grants. She is the one who said I need to divorce you. I would have done it anyway since you have been taking advantage of me. I will take care of Kate. She is not your problem anymore. She's right. I don't want to stay married to a loser like you. You're even worse than your father. At least he didn't cheat on me. You can find somewhere else to stay. This is my house and you are not welcome here anymore. Emily can stay if she wants. No, you can't do this to your son. This house will be mine when you die. I'm the future owner of this place. Emily needs to move out if she leaves me. Absolutely not. I will never give you this house. You have not only stolen from Emily, but also from me. You say goodbye to my money as well. I will give you exactly 1 month to leave. The eviction notice is in your room. No, you can't do this to me. Where will I go? Carl just kept begging us to forgive him. He knew that he had messed up and we had the upper hand. Additionally, he lost whatever money he was milking out of us. He even cried when I handed him the divorce papers. He was begging me to reconsider. Carl called his father, who berated me for leaving him. Kate simply took the phone and gave him an earful instead. After 1 month, Carl was forced to move in with his dad. His mistress was also becoming agitated because Carl had stopped spending money on her. I pressed him for the divorce and threatened to tell his boss about the affair. He got scared and signed over the papers. However, I wasn't going to stop there. I still went ahead and sent the proof of the affair to his boss. Suffice it to say, both of them lost their jobs. I was on vacation with Kate when it happened. I missed the drama, but was glad I wouldn't have seen them anymore. I also went ahead with the alienation of affection suit against Cherry. They showed up to the hearing and looked like shit. She even begged me to withdraw the suit because she and Carl were out of jobs. I simply told her that was her punishment for messing up a marriage. I still stay with Kate and look after her. She will be my family even if Carl isn't. Kate had even talked about leaving the house to me. I haven't accepted, but she is adamant. I have gone back to the dating scene and been on some dates. I still haven't met the one, but I am really looking forward to the future.